This is the YouTube edition of my book, A Course in Miracles Workbook Nuggets. Workbook Nuggets was written to be a commentary or study aid for the course's workbook for students. I'll begin by reading the book's full commentary on today's workbook lesson over a visual of the book's text. I'll then return with some impromptu thoughts and comments on today's lesson and my commentary. A link to the book on Amazon.com is provided below. Lesson number 8, January 8. My mind is preoccupied with past thoughts. This is our introduction to a very important course concept. Our ordinary seeing is not really seeing at all. It is an interpretation, a construct based on past experience. If you think only of the past, and your thoughts determine what you see, you never see what is in front of you now in the present. In addition, your construct, perception, of someone or something will be different from mine. It must be. We have lived different lives. We have had a different past. The Course is teaching us to see a deeper reality which we all share. But you cannot see this new reality until you realize what you are seeing now. In the past, I had always been amazed when an advance or discovery in science or medicine proclaimed some mechanism or fact that had been clearly taught in the wisdom literature for centuries and often 2,000 years or so. This happened so often that I'm no longer surprised by it. The latest such example of science catching up with and confirming the ancient wisdom is nicely demonstrated by today's lesson. Title to today's lesson is My Mind is Preoccupied with Past Thoughts. Well, modern neuroscience, based upon years of clever experiments in magnetic imaging of brain functions, has recently come to this exact conclusion, recently within the last decade or so. Your brain has something, think about it as like a cache on the computer, where your really recent information is that's used for the calculations. It's a very efficient mechanism. That's why computers use it, and that's why your brain uses it as well. So what you have is these recent image of the world, what's going on around you, and it's updated. It's updated moment by moment by new things that are coming into your field of awareness, your field of vision, and you update that image. Those are important things that come in, and you see why this is such an efficient mechanism. You don't need to update your brain moment by moment when the background is staying the same and not changing. But you do need to see new things that come into it. And that's indeed how the brain works, just like a computer in that respect. Best example that I know of this is just think about driving. You clearly are in some sort of altered state of consciousness when you're driving. Oftentimes you say, well, I remember I drove home and I was aware I could have reacted to things if something came up unexpected. But your mind is in a different state, an altered state. And that's basically the way we live our lives. That's the way we do it. But here's the important thought for this lesson that comes from that. Your so-called seeing that we're doing works really well, or well enough, for your day-to-day functioning in the world. It did get us home from work, and it does get you out the door in the morning. But it's not really seeing at all. If we want to actually see reality as it is now, we need to learn another way of seeing. We need to bypass that cache analysis and concept of how we very efficiently see the world right now, but we're seeing a world that we can function in, a three-dimensional world that we can function in. So if we really want to see reality, we need to learn another way of seeing, and that is exactly what we are doing in the workbook. We're going to bypass those clever mechanisms of our mind that lets us deal with the physical world around us, but doesn't let us see the reality beyond that. And that's what we're trying to do together.